Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Janet Cresser.
And I'm Justin Riley, and we are here at Madison Tap, which is kind of just down the hall from the Black Locust Cafe. If you know where that is, it's over on East Washington Avenue, sort of across the street from Festival Foods. You walk in, you walk past the cafe, and you get to Madison Tap. And it's really cool because what they do is they feature a different local brewery every single month. So this past month it was Hop House, and this coming month it's Capital Brewery. So for the month of September, you can look forward to trying some different seasonal brews from Capital, and that'll be fun.
You're a beer fan, aren't you, Justin?
Little bit of a beer fan. I know what I like for sure.
Now, I'm born and bred in Madison, Wisconsin, and I still...
Not a
fan.
Not a fan?
No, I'm the Diet Pepsi girl.
I bet you John could find something that you like.
Maybe so. I'd
Yeah.
be willing. I always take a sip and try people's. Maybe this
Sure.
is the one, you know,
Yeah.
something citrusy. And
Right.
It all tastes like beer to me.
It all tastes like beer. Beer is beer at the end of the day. So, we're also going to talk a little bit about construction, and we're going to be joined by a fantastic construction company called Copperhead Contractors. Ben and Melissa are going to talk about their company and how there's really nothing that they can't do. So if there's something that you want, whether it's from a remodel or building something from the ground up or just a simple refacing, they can do it for you, and they do a really nice job.
Especially if you've had some storm damage. That is one of their specialties, I understand.
Yep.
Hail or something like that. And I know I've had that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice to get that taken care of.
Yeah.
We're also going to chat with Super Trooper Motors.
Yeah, that'll be fun because they specialize in selling used cars at an affordable price, and they do warranties and they do service as well. So, you know, you can really get a good car for a good price there, and then they'll take care of you for as long as you have it too. So it's kind of fun.
Sounds good, maybe for a first car.
Right, for a first car, definitely. And we'll learn a little bit about where they got their name from, and that's coming up right after the break here in Wisconsin Family, so stick around.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We've been filming today at Madison Tap. It's part of Robinia Courtyard, and we are literally down the hall from the Black Locust Cafe. We'll catch up with those folks a little bit later. But right now, if you're in the market for a new car or a new-to-you car, if that new car smell is not important to you, you know, cars are lasting longer these days, and buying used can really make good sense. Joining us today, we have Super Trooper Motors and owner Michael Johnson and manager Trevor. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Before we get started about some of the reasons why to buy used or consider buying used, tell us about your name, Super Trooper Motors.
Basically, when I was getting the paperwork handed in, I didn't have a name picked out, and I thought I could just do that later. But I found I needed to have a name, so I ran out to my truck to get some papers, and the movie Super Troopers was in there. So I was like, Super Troopers Sales, and the accountant's like, no, Super Trooper Motors. And I was like, got it. So that's how we came up with it, and just kind of taking it from there, and we like to have fun with it. Like, you know, we had the come get your new car right meow.
Right.
And we're no shenanigans.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah,
That's fun, and it's a good homage to a classic cult film here. So
Absolutely. The customers definitely enjoy it too. They get a kick out of it. A lot of times we see people walking down the street, they'll stop, take a picture, and it's pretty funny.
That's cool. That's cool. And you're in a pretty high traffic area, so a lot of people, you know, are going past that location every day. You're over on Fish Hatchery Road. So.
Yep, we're conveniently located at 2029 Fish Hatchery Road.
Yep, absolutely. Now, you guys specialize in used cars, so why do you think it's important, or why do you think it's a good idea to buy used rather than new? Anyone? Anyone?
When buying used is what we really specialize in is affordable vehicles for the family. Like whether you're, you know, a beginning job or a new driver, we have cars that start under $2,000 that go all the way up to $20,000. We have probably 30 cars under $5,000. All of our cars do come with a minimum of a 1 month, 1,000 mile powertrain warranty, and it goes up in price. The warranty goes up as they go up in price. And it's kind of for the people who don't want to go out and spend $20,000, $50,000 on a car. They can go out and spend $2,000, $3,000 on a car that's still going to last them a couple of years until they're in a different position to get something else.
Yeah. So, there's something to be said about those good old A to B cars, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that's great that you guys offer warranties for all of your vehicles, because there's so many places where, when you're buying a vehicle that's under $4,000 or $5,000, it's an as-is type of deal. But you guys offer the warranty, and that's awesome.
We do that because we definitely stand behind our product. All of our cars go through a rigorous vehicle inspection. Any of our vehicles that they're interested in, you're welcome to bring it to your own mechanic for peace of mind.
Sure.
But in turn, we'd like to become your mechanic because we do offer full service as well.
Yeah. Let's maybe talk a little bit about the range of services you offer from a mechanical standpoint.
Great.
So
this is your turn, Trevor.
So we can do anything from head gaskets. The Subarus are pretty notorious for that, and I know a lot of Madison people tend to drive a Subaru. So if you need a head gasket job, we can usually get that done for about $1,900.
Wow.
Excuse me. And then we also service, the newer vehicles,
Sure.
the Toyota Prius, especially the hybrid battery. We can replace that pretty quick and painless for the wallet as well. And then anything in between, from your oil changes to suspension work to brakes, which we offer a brake special right now for front brake pads and rotors for $200 per axle. So definitely stop by or give a call to.
And Michael, didn't you say earlier that if you take your vehicle and get an estimate somewhere else, that you'll actually beat that estimate to try to get some new business into your place?
Yes, we will beat anybody's estimate by a minimum of 10%. Some places, like some of the bigger name brand places, we've beat their estimates by 60 and 70%.
Wow.
Because we really try to pass the savings on to the customers. We get somebody with a $1,200 estimate, which recently happened, and instead of us saying, we'll do it for $900, we did it for just over $500, and we did more work. Because we're not marking everything up crazy like some of the competitors. We're a newer business.
Sure.
2 years now, and we know we got it right. Exactly.
Probably don't have the overhead of some of those bigger businesses, too.
Our overhead is definitely lower, which in turn passes the savings on to our customers.
Right. Absolutely.
We back our work too. Any labor that we do, it also comes with a warranty for the parts and labor that we do for them.
Right.
So that's also another little bonus there.
Absolutely.
It sounds to me like you're the type of folks that when someone brings their vehicle in, you'll fix the problem for them, but you'll kind of say, okay, well, here's some of the other things that we're seeing, but we're not going to charge you for those today. Those are something down the road to be looked at.
Yep.
So you're not going to do more work than what's necessary.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very important.
And you had mentioned you tend to specialize maybe in Subarus, or you've handled
We do a ton of Subarus.
more by default than showing.
Yes. Well, yeah. Pretty much anything to do with a Subaru, we'd love to help you out. Same with hybrids. Matter of fact, any car. We're just a wealth of knowledge with Subarus. We have quite a few Subarus in back where we have lots of parts. If somebody needs even just some parts for our Subaru,
Sure, okay.
I don't know, we have it.
And that's not a testimony that Subaru has problems. It's just there's so many in Madison.
Yeah. Subarus are great. They're awesome cars.
Alrighty, well, we're out of time. Thanks for joining us. Michael is the owner of Super Trooper Motors and Trevor's manager. We're a Wisconsin family, and we'll be right back.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We've been filming here at Madison Tap, part of the Robinia Courtyard family of restaurants. We're just down the hall from the Black Locust Cafe, and we're going to check in with those folks later on in the program and find out what exciting new things are happening here at Robinia. We're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about construction. We are here with Benjamin Crandall and Melissa Smith from Copperhead Contracting. Welcome.
Good morning.
Long time no see for you, Ben, and welcome to the program for the first time, Melissa. So, let's talk a little bit about Copperhead Contracting. For the viewers, those of our viewers that may not have seen your previous interviews, tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
Copperhead Contracting, we pride ourselves on being your one-stop shop.
Okay.
So we do everything from roofing, siding, gutters. We specialize in hail and storm damage, and we can help do restoration and remodeling. So we can build pretty much from the ground up. We do housing, garages, barns, anything you can really think of, we can make happen.
Wow.
I imagine you've been busy with our spring, our storm weather and that kind of thing. What sets you apart? There are a lot of contractors out there.
I would have to say it's the people that we have. They really care about your home. You know, they're courteous, they're respectful of your home. You know, and it's really making your dream come true, whatever it may be. Whether it's a new house, whether it's a remodel, kitchen, bathroom, or whether it's dealing with your insurance company from a hailstorm. You know, whatever the case might be, we really care.
The people, I would say, are really the glue because, you know, anybody can build or repair, but it's having the confidence in the people that are doing the work and knowing that they're going to be there and help you along the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the new trend in businesses is good business owners realize we're not in the construction business, we're in the people business. You know,
Absolutely.
that's the people have to come first, so on both sides. So.
Right.
So it sounds like Copperhead pretty much offers just about any service that you can think of, as you mentioned, Melissa. So there's not a whole lot that you guys don't do. Let's talk about some of the specialty items that you provide.
So we specialize in hail and storm damage.
Okay.
And another key thing that sets us apart is when you do give us a call, we come to your home and we walk you through the whole process from picking out, you know, helping you pick out what you want to do and then calling your insurance company for you and helping you any paperwork, anything that needs to be done with that. And then we also specialize in maintenance contracts too. That's our big thing that we're trying to push this year too.
Okay, maintenance contracts, this would be like for a commercial
Yep.
type of thing? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
And what got you started in this industry?
That's a good one. Really, to be completely honest, I got sick of working in a factory. The hours are still long,
Yeah.
but they're more my own hours, you know,
Right.
on my time.
Sure.
It gives me more availability to be with my kids and family.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's so precious because that's time that you can't get back, you know.
Yep.
You can always make up time at work, but you can't make up time that you miss out with the kids. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely. Well, that's fantastic that you've been able to start this business and it sounds like things are going well and you guys are growing and everything, so that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Let's talk about you a little bit, Melissa, because you're new to the program here today. What made you decide to join the industry?
My answer is completely different, way off. My husband actually worked for Copperhead, or is working for Copperhead,
Okay.
about a year before, and he would come home every day and talk about how he loved his job.
Wow.
Loved the people, loved what he did, so they just kind of happened to need help in the office,
Sure.
and I kind of joined the team, and I love it. I love everyone I work with. I get to meet a lot of new great people, and that's what it is meeting new people and being able to work with them.
Are you guys hiring at all right now? You looking for
We
good
are
people?
always hiring.
Always hiring, always looking for good people.
Yep. Feel free to give the 1-800 number a call, our website,
Right.
Facebook. Somebody will always get back to you.
That's awesome. And that's a great testimony for those who might be looking to find a job that they can come home and
Yeah.
say, hey, I can't wait to go back tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's such a rare...
It is enjoyable.
It's such a rare thing. So, real quick, I'm going to throw a little curveball at you guys here today. What's been the project that you've been most proud of this year? Can you think of anything off the top of your head?
There's so many.
There is. I mean, we've done so many cool projects. I would have to say right now, there's a house in Oconomowoc that we're doing. Probably 2 miles from the lake. Going to be absolutely gorgeous. You know,
Wow.
double master, beautiful bathrooms, walk-in showers.
Building
tile
from the
showers.
ground up?
Nope, full remodel, all the way down to the studs.
Wow.
So heating, air conditioning, everything from the ground, from the studs up.
Wow. Wow. That's out in Oconomowoc.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. You have to send us pictures.
We will definitely do that.
Any other thoughts on the business or the industry that you want to share before we have about a minute left?
Just make sure you check out our website, call the 1-800 number. We're on the Better Business Bureau, Angie's List, and we have a video on Yelp too.
Boy, Angie's List, what would we do without that?
Right. Yeah. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate you coming in today. Ben and Melissa, it's always a pleasure talking with you. We learned so much, and it sounds like you just have a wonderful company, kind of a diamond in the rough, a little bit.
It really is.
Yeah.
We really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on the show today. And we'll be right back here at Madison Tap, right here in Wisconsin Family, so stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Janet and I have been delighted to film here at Madison Tap, part of the Robinia Courtyard family of restaurants. And they're featuring a new beer coming up the month of September, or a new brewery, I should say. And we're joined now by the owner, John Reske, who's going to talk to us a little bit about what's been going on at Robinia Courtyard and what's to come in the future. John, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here. It's
Yeah.
obviously been a crazy summer, crazy last month. You know, we've been trying to get Jardin, our third and final restaurant, third leg of the stool, up and running, and we had promised people probably like 5 weeks ago that we'd be up and running, but we've just been so busy catering events, booking events here at the Courtyard, and the weather's been perfect too on most days. So, you know, we just got off of a 5-event run yesterday, as a matter of fact. So we're all a little tired and stretched thin today. So,
You know, I did step out to the Courtyard today for filming just to take a look, and it still looks so great. Things are in bloom, and so it's been really popular. And the weather's been good this summer.
It has been. It has been. It's actually rained on the days that we pretty much don't have anything going on here during the week. So the weekends have been fortunate like that. So.
Yeah.
But
it's been popular.
Oh yeah, very much so. And yeah, every event that comes through here, there's 150 people, 2/3 of which have never interacted with the Courtyard before. Obviously, we're kind of this well-hidden secret, and still trying to get more people to interact with the space. And you know, we get 2 or 3 new events booked from the new group of people that come in. So it's nice. It's just this exponentially growing phenomenon right now.
Do you book the Courtyard just as long as weather permits?
Yeah, and we try to make sure that you know, our contingency plan covers everything inside, right? You know, we've got 3 spaces where we could accommodate up to 250 people. So, you know, if the Courtyard doesn't work out, we make sure that we don't overbook to the point where nobody has a place to host their event. So.
Right. I'm curious to know, you said you just got off of a 5-event run in one night, I might add.
Thus the coffee.
Thus the coffee. So what were the events? I want to hear about that.
Well, we had, you know, the Wisconsin Women's Network hosted their Women's Equity Day event here. It was a fundraiser, and, you know, tomorrow is International Women's Equity Day, so they decided to host the event on Thursday, which is obviously a little easier to pull off during the week. And yeah, so they expected 70, maybe 100 people. I think over 150 people showed up. Wow. It was just a perfect day. And they love the Courtyard, so they spent a few hours in there and did their rounds. We had a Yelp event where we did a beer geek class, basically, and 30 people came in and learned a little bit about Hop House. Tim Goers, one of the assistant brewers and director of marketing for Hop House, gave them a breakdown on how to make beer and what the differentiation between the 9 beers that he ran them through were. We had a little tasting menu coming out of Madison Tap. We had, obviously, we had a DJ in the Courtyard, 2 birthdays on top of that out in the Courtyard. Wow. And then we had a Jardin menu preview dinner for some select investors and their close associates. So, and that was rave reviews as well. We had a 4 or 5 course dinner coming out of Jardin as well. Wow. So it was a pretty busy night, and
it was all in one night.
It was, and it's a little crazy when you start lining everything up at 5 p.m. wondering if you're going to make it through, but you always do, and everybody's happy, and you know, as long as you give them enough undivided attention along the way, it's great. But that is not an unfamiliar occurrence this summer in the Courtyard. And so, you know, we live and die with eventing, and so we encourage everybody to, you know, line up and come and check out the space and find a good nook to host their event in. So.
And you mentioned a 5-course meal coming out of Jardin, which, I mean, food always piques my interest. So when do you anticipate Jardin will be ready? I mean, what can we expect there?
Well, we've been saying 2 weeks for the last 5 or 6 weeks, and we still have a few logistical issues to tackle with the kitchen, some new equipment that we still need to drop and figure out. Again, the menu does change a little bit with the seasonality of everything because it is a very seasonally driven menu. And so there's a little back and forth on where some things are going to go as far as what the ever-changing menu is coming out of Jardin. And it's just a matter of a few more burners and a little bit more flat top space. But and we have a little extra hood room back there. We're going to solve that. We're also creating a small private dining room back in Jardin for like 14 to 16 people, which has been in high demand. Last iteration with Julep, there was not enough private space. You know, it is it's a beautiful space, but it's still a very big open space. A little bit harder to have a more intimate gathering. So we're creating this small, you know, kind of barn door style antique home front entry door sliding concept where when it's open it feels very much like the rest of the room. When it's closed, it's a private dining room.
Almost like for like a rehearsal dinner or something.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
That.
It'd be exactly something on that level. We have a lot of interest from Starting Block, the entrepreneurial hub going up next door, which will be open in April, May. They're looking for pitch space, board meeting space, things like that. And you know, you've got 200 entrepreneurs emanating from that space, so it'll be in high demand,
This is a hoppin' place. Speaking of hops,
right?
let's talk about the brewers. So let's see, Hop House is just finishing this month.
Yeah, they're wrapping up the last day of August, August 31st, and then Capital Brewery's coming in after that.
And you said that you're booked with different brewers each month until November of
Next year,
of 2018.
It's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's you wonder if some of those breweries are going to be in business when we finally line them up. No, they're all good and solid, but yeah, it's amazing. The interest, and it doesn't necessarily translate to success, right? Because vendor interest and distributor interest is different than revenue coming in the door. But I can tell you, a lot of people are, we get every day we get, I can't believe nobody's done this before, and it is a rather unique moment. But I think it was a cool opportunity to obviously add this new shot of energy into the courtyard, into all three spaces. With very little activation energy required, right? The breweries are excited. They come in with their own events. Hop House just did a beer and cheese pairing class in the courtyard on Wednesday. We're doing a cheese raffle, also sponsored by the Milk Marketing Board of Wisconsin, next Wednesday. So they all bring something different to the table. They get excited.
Including unique beers too sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've got, Hop House has, we have everything they have available on tap, right? So everything that they have in their tap room is available here as well, plus a couple of rare offerings. We had the Great Taste of the Midwest a couple weeks ago, and so we still have a couple of very rare, bourbon barrel Scotch ale, and we have a nice flavored summer ale. I think it's coriander orange, coriander mango actually. But so yeah, some very rare one-offs that only you won't find anywhere else.
We've got just about a minute left, but can you talk to us about some of the things that Capital will be doing during the month of September while they're here?
Yeah, that's great. Well, obviously we're going to be doing, they're very German-style breweries, so we're going to be celebrating Oktoberfest immensely out of the courtyard.
Yeah.
A lot of beer games, a lot of the traditional German beer games. I think it's called, I'm going to mess it up, but it's like
Hammerschlagen or something like that?
Yeah, Hammerschlagen and Gelände.
How do you know that?
Quaffing, where you slide the beer, a glass stein of beer down the table. You have to catch it in the air, slam it.
Okay, these are beer games, not just German games.
These are involving a mug of beer.
Not a beer game, by the way. You could drink beer while but I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, yeah. Anything can be a beer game, obviously, right? But yeah, and we've got things like that. Obviously, a lot of Oktoberfest. We've got a bunch of cool art, like Prism. There's this Frame Shift Music Collective is doing this Prism Art and Music Festival, and actually we're going to have Capital out there actually brewing beer as another medium of art on display, right? In addition to some muralizing of the tunnel going into the courtyard, and then we'll have some live video projections and obviously music and some other art forms. So things like that, some very creative opportunities to tie everything together.
Very cool. Well, Robinia Courtyard is a happening place, and it sounds like it's only getting started. So John Reske, thank you so much for having us here today. We always enjoy talking with you.
Thanks, you too.
And that's all the time we have for Wisconsin Family. Thank you to all of our guests and viewers, and we'll see you next time.
Clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to fight?